Hello everyone and welcome back. I've just received from Dwarf the first images with the Milky Way captured with the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. As you know, the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope compared with the Dwarf 2 will have available also the Astro mode for the wide field lens, not just the telephoto. And you'll be able to capture also the Milky Way with the wide field lens if you'll have a Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. By the way, affiliate links in the description. Don't forget to use them if you'll buy a Dwarf 3 and want to support the channel. Now let's see the first Milky Way images captured with a Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. We have now the single images that were converted from feeds in TIFF and also were calibrated before using dark and flats. So if we move fast enough, we'll have like a time-lapse video. So these are the images, single exposures of 60 seconds, I understand gain 10, with the wide field lens of the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. And using these images, I also made a time-lapse video. Okay, and here is a 5 seconds time-lapse video with the Milky Way captured with the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. And here we have the images after I've used denoising in Adobe Camera Raw, and I've opened them all using Adobe Bridge, and I was able to reduce the noise. So you can see a big improvement here in these images. We can see a big improvement here once we also did some processing. Not much, I just removed the noise and normalized a bit the sky background, not perfectly in Adobe Camera Raw, but close enough. For the first test, I've used Sequator to stack the images. I tried to remove also the structures, but you can see here I couldn't remove them completely. So I did remove them after in Adobe Photoshop, and I had two versions, one with and without those buildings there on the left. I did get a nice result, but I knew that I could do better once I had the original files in feeds. After that, I've used Serial to stack all the feeds files, also the dark frames, flats and bias. But we had a problem here with the darks. They were taken in another night, not the same temperature, and because of this the stack was not calibrated perfect. So we could have actually got better result than the one that I got now. And let me show you a first example here on the pre-processed images that I got from Serial. We can see these blue-red pixels visible. So this is basically, these are hot pixels that were not removed because the temperature was not the same. And this combined, I believe, with the field rotation did give us more walking noise in the final stack. This was the first edit. And you can see here when I use the first images, basically the PNGs, not the feeds, we could see here some walking noise like bending that is visible if you stretch the image more. The effect was less after I've calibrated with the darks. And we can see here in this image, here we have the stack. So this was the only problem that I've noticed, and I believe it was because of the bad darks. So if you capture the Milky Way same night, it's best to do the darks before or after. If you capture the images using good dark frames with the same temperature, this bending effect will be less visible. Also, it can be removed by dithering, and I understand Dwarf will make available this option in the future. I was really impressed with the results, with the quality of the images, much better than everything that I was able to capture with a smartphone. The difference is huge, and it's getting close with an expensive DSLR and lens. So let's see now the final result. We'll go in Adobe Photoshop to see it even better. So let's move to Adobe Photoshop. We have here the first images with the structures. We had some buildings in the images that were also stacked. And I do like them here on the left part of the images. They do look nice actually. Here I've managed to remove the structures by using object removal tool. So we have two final images and some crops. And we will compare these images with Milky Way images captured with a smartphone and with my DSLR. This was captured last year with my Redmi 10 Pro smartphone and Google Camera app. I do have a large enough sensor, but the focus was actually bad. You cannot get perfect focus with a smartphone on stars. At least I was not able to do that. The focus will be much better with the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. We have a telescope that it will autofocus much better than a smartphone. And also it's a big difference in quality. Here the images, we can also zoom in. It looks a little bit too soft. So the application removed too much details when it did denoising. So this is just one example, but you'll be able to see other images with the Milky Way that I use my phone to capture them. Look, another one. I couldn't get a good quality image with my smartphone. Now let's see also the last image, also captured with a smartphone. Here I believe I have a longer integration time, and even so, it's a huge difference. As you can see, these images are not great. Maybe with some smartphones you can get better, but I still don't believe you'll be able to get the same quality I was able to obtain with the Dwarf 3. Okay, so we've seen the smartphone images, and here we have the Dwarf 3 images. We'll go again at the Dwarf 3. Look, a huge difference. And we can go now and compare with one of my best images with the Milky Way, captured with my Nikon D7-200 and an expensive wide field lens, the 14mm Samyang Premium f2.4. Only this lens costs it around $900 US without the DSLR. We are comparing a DSLR with lens that costed me about $2,000 or costs now about $1,500 with a much more affordable telescope that was able to get very close with the quality that you can get with DSLR. So if we zoom in a little bit more in both images, this is Full HD, so it's not 4K. If you want to see better the details, we can also resize it to 4K. And then we'll be able to see the details better, and we'll do that now. Let's just resize it. Very good quality here with the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. Good contrast. Of course, we are limited on the small focal length. However, because of the light gathering power, we can image up to 1 minute. We have also tracking. Hopefully soon we'll have also the live stacking option for the Dwarf 3 and also guiding. So we are able to take longer exposure and gather more light. And this is a huge advantage that the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope has. We did have also darker sky when I captured the Milky Way at 2 Dots Gorge, and having darker sky will also give better quality. But even if we had these two disadvantages for the Dwarf Lab stack, as you can see here, we were able to get really close with the quality that you can obtain with a DSLR camera. So to be honest, before receiving these images and process them, I didn't believe the Dwarf 3 will be able to get this quality on the Milky Way just using ultra wide field lens, because we have a very small lens, and I thought, oh, we might get similar results with what you get with a smartphone. But I was wrong. No, I was wrong. I was able to get much better result, and here having a good focus and a dedicated sensor also helps. So having a good focus, having a better sensor that will perform better on low light conditions compared with smartphones, it's really noticeable here. And I believe the Dwarf 3 really has great potential with the wide field lens. After seeing these images, you'll be able not to do only deep sky astrophotography, but also Milky Way astrophotography. You'll be able to do time lapses. The Dwarf 3 is the first telescope that I know is able to capture also the Milky Way. Having the Astro mode available for the Dwarf Smart Telescope, also for the wide field lens, I believe it will make available also live stacking that will make even simple capturing the Milky Way. We'll be able to make a live stack and save a lot of time in post-processing. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be able to test soon the Dwarf Smart Telescope on deep sky astrophotography and also capture my own images with the Milky Way under dark sky. I'm really curious how the Dwarf will perform under darker sky once I will have it in my hands. By the way, if you do want to buy the Dwarf Smart Telescope, don't forget to check and use the affiliate links in the description if you also want to help the channel. Hope the video was useful. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and if you want to support the channel more, check also the channel membership. And until next time, I wish you clear sky.